better than anybody else, and they voted for Trump. So I just want to thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, man. Every day under the Trump administration, we're taking on the corruption and fraud that drives up your cost of living, and we're defending the honest, hardworking citizens of our country like you. Under the most favored nation agreements for drug prices, we're slashing drug prices at record levels like never seen before, with price differences of 400, 500, even 600%. I went to other countries. I said, no way. You know, we were paying the highest prices in the entire world by far, and now we're paying the lowest price. It's numbers that have come down for decades. Think of it. For decades, Americans have paid the highest drug prices. Nobody's ever paid more. We would pay sometimes 8, 10, 12 times more than places in Europe and other countries. But from now on, because of what I did, we're going to be paying the lowest price. It's called favored nations, most favored nations. So these incredible price reductions are available right now. And I didn't name this, but somebody did. They thought it was good. I said, whatever sells. TrumpRx.gov, TrumpRx. And you'll see numbers. You'll see numbers where, and I tell the story of a friend of mine, very smart, very heavy guy, I'm trying to be nice, never use the word fat, very heavy, slightly obese, but he takes the fat drug and it didn't work. But he's a very brilliant guy, he's highly neurotic, very brilliant, very smart, rich. He calls me, he was in London, he called me, he said, you know, he takes the fat drug, one of the many fat drugs. And he says, in New York, I pay $1,300. And in London, I'm paying $87. What the hell is going on? So he checked it. He's a man of means, same plant, same factory, same manufacturer, shipped over to London, and it's a tiny fraction. He said, what is it? And I said, well, that started years ago, and nobody's been able to do anything about it, but I'm working on it hard. I got it done. And I got it done by saying very simply to the other countries, if you're not going to do it, we're going to charge you a massive tariff that's many times more, because they had to approve it. The drug companies approved it, the countries approved it, and now you'll have a pill that would sell for $1, but in New York would sell for $13. And now that pill is selling in London for $2 or $3, and it's selling in New York for $2 or $3. Came all the way down. And I said, that alone, Governor, that alone should win us the midterms. Ted, that alone should win us the midterms. That is the single biggest thing to happen. It's a revolution in prescription drugs. Your prices are going down 80%, 85%, 70%, numbers that nobody ever saw. You know, in my first term, I had a year, my third year, where I got it down 0.25%. Think of it. 1/4. I was so proud of myself, I called a news conference immediately. I announced that I got, because nobody in 28 years had gotten drug prices down, I got them down from the beginning of the year to the end, 1/4%. I thought it was great, because nobody else had done it for 28 years. Now I've got them down 80%, 85%, 75, 55. And that should really do it. And other presidents have tried, and they were unable to get it. They were unable to get the other countries to do it. They were unable to get the drug companies. Everything's done. Everything is signed up. You know that Ted and John and everybody, everything is signed up, done. And there it is. I mean, it's amazing. Now it's just taking hold. When it was done, a major paper, it's the single biggest thing in years in medicine. A major paper put it on page 22 of the newspaper. So we have to explain it. It's the biggest thing. It's the greatest thing, one of the great things. And that also has to do with bringing your health care way down. And since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, which is Obamacare, did you ever hear of Barack Hussein Obama? Barack Hussein. Who likes Barack Hussein Obama? Who doesn't like him? I've heard worse, honestly. I've heard less popular people than that. Big insurance companies have gotten rich with our government, giving them hundreds of billions of dollars as their stock prices soared, because Obamacare was good. It's rotten health insurance. Good for one reason. The insurance companies. The insurance companies made a fortune. The insurance companies own Democrats. They own them. So the Democrats never want to do anything good for us. They want to do it for the insurance companies. That's why Obamacare is terrible, and it's way too expensive. So that's why in introducing the great, we call it the Great Healthcare Plan, I want all payments to big insurance companies, and all money, billions and billions of dollars, goes directly to the people so that you can buy your own health care, which is better and much less expensive than Obamacare. Right? You like that, Dan? Dan Patrick likes it. If Dan Patrick likes it, I like. How good a chairman was Dan Patrick, right? He's undefeated as chairman, right, Dan? As I announced on Tuesday, under our new ratepayer protection pledge, we're also telling the big tech companies that energy usage, AI data centers cannot drive up electric prices in communities. They have an obligation to pay that. We have told them, you got to build your own power plant. You can't take it. You got to build it. And actually, we're doing them a favor because they never thought they'd have it so good. Because our grid, which is very old and broken, tired, and doesn't have great capacity, cannot sustain the kind of numbers that you're draining out of it. So I gave them the right, and now it's mandatory. I made it mandatory where they have to build their own electric power plant, so they're no longer taking out of the community. And any excess they give back into the grid. So the grid is actually going to be enhanced as opposed to hurt. They wouldn't have been able. We're leading China. We're leading everybody right now in AI. And the reason we're doing it is because they're building their own plant. Otherwise, we couldn't build much at all. And so I just want you to know, as you see these massive plants, they're building their own power plant. They're becoming essentially their own utility. We're expanding the dream of home ownership to millions of Americans. And after I directed the purchase of $200 billion in mortgage bonds, that's $200 billion in mortgage bonds. Mortgage rates just fell substantially lower than 6% for the first time in 5 years. The annual cost of a typical new mortgage is now down almost $5,000 in 1 year. Think of that. And I have a lousy guy in the Fed. Terrible. Jerome, too late. You know what? He's too late. You know why we call him too late? He's too late in reducing mortgage interest rates or interest rate. He's not doing too good. But fortunately, he's going to be out of there soon. But even despite him, you know, did you ever hear you got a little wall, an obstacle, you power through, we power through the wall. He's a wall that we just power through. In the past 12 months, we've helped over 50,000 first-time homebuyers in Texas get the house of their dreams, and we've really created the American dream. By the way, our country right now, this is the golden age of America. We're in the golden age. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of the golden age. You're going to be reading about this in 100 years. We are in the golden age of America. We've got to keep it going. Got to win the midterms. We've got to keep it going. Last month, I signed an executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying large numbers of family homes, single-family homes. No, you'd have these firms go out and buy 2,000 houses. We don't want it. We want you to buy the houses, not them. We're also fighting to pass the Save America Act, my all-time favorite. It's my all-time favorite, the Save America Act. We got it, John. You hear that, Ted? You're unstoppable because, you know, they cheat like hell in elections, in case you haven't noticed. They cheated in the third election. Second election was ridiculous. We got them. We caught them. It's all coming out. Coming out daily, it's coming out. They cheated like dogs. That guy couldn't win. But to stop illegal aliens and other unpermitted persons, see, that's a politically correct, unpermitted persons, rather than illegal aliens. They'd rather have us use unpermitted persons. The first time I've ever heard that word, those words. I don't sort of like them, unpermitted persons. Is that the new phrase we're using? The governor says, no, good, thank you. No, Ted, right? Unpermitted. He's an unpermitted person. He's killed 19 people. We're not permitting him in. From voting in our sacred American elections. We don't want people that aren't citizens of our country voting. We don't want people that aren't studied, and we don't want people that can't love our country voting in our elections. So it's very simple. All voters must show, this is the Save America Act. Now think of it. I watched Schumer the other day. We will stop the Save America Act. I said, no, we're talking about saving America. It's a really hard thing. It was like MAGA. Biden, remember Biden? He made those speeches. We will stop MAGA. Then he falls off the stage. We will stop MAGA. We must stop MAGA. He had no idea what. And I said, no. MAGA is Make America Great Again. You don't want to stop it. You don't want to stop MAGA. And this may be even better. The Save America Act. I watched Schumer today. We're going to stop the Save America Act. You know what it is? Basically voter ID, etc. But what's wrong with that? So they came up with all different theories about why anybody shouldn't. You have voter ID for everything. No matter where you go, it's ID. You have an identification for everything, except for one of the most sacred things you can be doing is voting. And the reason they don't want voter ID is because they want to cheat. Because the only way they can get elected is to cheat. Because their policies are no good. They do stick together. You saw that the other night. They wouldn't stand up and clap for anyone. For anybody. We could introduce, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the late, great Amelia Earhart. Here she is. They would not clap. They wouldn't clap for anybody. There was nothing I can think of. Nothing I can think of where they would clap. They're sick people. So they don't want all votes must show voter ID. All voters must show three simple things. Proof of citizenship in order to vote. Voter ID, proof of citizenship. And then third, and I'm telling you, it's the most important, no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. And if I had my choice, I think I'd take that one. You want to know the truth? There's more cheating with mail-in ballots. They drop them in the river. See this beautiful port? You see the damn things floating down? It is so terrible. Our elections are so rigged and crooked. And those three things will solve it. Think of it. Voter ID, proof of citizenship, no mail-in ballots, with exceptions. Military, we want an exception. Illness, disability, we're on an exception. And if you're traveling, you're on a business trip, you're somewhere, even a vacation, you can vote by mail. But that's a very small number of people. And you will see that they will never win another election again. They will never win because their policy is no good. They want men playing in women's sports. They want transgender for everybody. They want open borders so that the world's criminals can pour into our country, which... Have we done a good job? I'll tell you what, ICE has done such a great job. And Border Patrol. You know that for the last it's hard to believe, you remember the problems 2 years ago, you people, everybody was going crazy. People were pouring into our country by the millions. In the last 9 months, and this is done by radicals, radical lefts. In the last 9 months, 0 people came into our country through your southern border illegal. And remember when Biden said, well, for that we need legislation. I said, no, you need a new president. And I was right. I didn't get legislation. I said to Paul Perez, close your border, Paul. Close it. Where's Paul? Is he here? Where the hell is Paul? He's the greatest. That guy is great. I'd have him come up and speak, but he's such a good speaker that I don't like that. I only want to follow terrible, terrible speakers. That way they say, Trump is a brilliant speaker. We got big ratings the other night, by the way, big, like record ratings. Everything was clicking. You want to come up, Paul? Come on up, Paul. Show off to your family. He's got a beautiful family. What a beautiful family. Now watch, I'll put pressure on him. Don't blow it, Paul. This is your one opportunity. This is a big crowd, Paul. Don't get nervous. No, Paul is just incredible. And he rates Trump the single greatest president in history. That's why I have him. He says he's the GOAT. The GOAT. No, we've had a couple good. We haven't had too many, actually. Come on up, Paul.
Thank you, President Trump. Thank you for the ride home on Air Force One. Really appreciated that. I am the president of the National Border Patrol Council, and I can tell you without a doubt, President Trump is the only president that backed up every campaign promise he made when it came to the border and everything else. We have record drops in immigration, in border crossings, in drug seizures, because President Trump, within 1 hour of being inaugurated, allowed us to do more than what Biden allowed us to do in the entire 4-year term. President Trump is the best president in the history of this country. Prove me wrong.
He does a great job. He does a great job, the whole group. ICE, Border Patrol, law enforcement. By the way, our great firemen, how about that? You know, one of the things, and we can just talk today, we're together. One of the things that I'm most proud of, if you go back 2 years, 3 years, and 4 years under the last administration, we had the worst recruitment for our military in the history of our country. Nobody wanted to be a soldier. They didn't want Army, Air Force, Navy. They didn't want the Marines. They didn't want even beautiful Space Force or Coast Guard. They didn't want to be in the police. They didn't want to be in the fire departments. They didn't want to be anywhere. They didn't want anything with a uniform because it represented our country. Since then, and it started really with November 5th, which was the election, but since November 5th, we have the highest record of recruitment in the history of our country. Think of that. And that includes ICE and Border Patrol. And I want to thank Paul because that group of people does a great job. Think of it. I guess it's 9 months now, registered zero. Now, I don't even believe it could possibly be that low because millions of people, but it's pretty close to zero. And they say it's zero. If they say it's zero, it has to be. They're Democrats that do it, so they're not going to give me any benefits. Just over 1 year ago, we inherited a total disaster. 4 years now, think of it. 4 years, we had ruinous inflation, economic surrender. We surrendered to the whole world. A border invasion, rampant crime and chaos. All over the world, they laughed at us. But today, we have ended that disaster and achieved a turnaround for the ages. Nobody's ever seen it like this. Nobody has ever seen a 1-year turnaround like we had. Think of it. We were a laughing stock 1.5 years ago, and now we're hot. We're hot. I was going to say like that person in the audience, but I won't say that because that could be career ending. So I don't do that. We're hot. Our country is the hottest country in the world. America is back. Our economy is roaring, and our country is strong, and we're respected again. They're respecting us again. China respects us. Russia respects us. They all respect, and they respect your president. They respect, and I respect them. We've got a lot of things going on. Now we have a big decision to make. You know that. Not easy. Not easy. We have a very big decision to make. We have a country that's been, for 47 years, blowing people's legs off, arms off, the face. They've been knocking out ships, killing people, lots of people, not only Americans, lots of people. It's been terrible. 32,000 people killed over the last 2-3 months, protesters. 32,000. That's some number of people. 32,000. They want to make a deal, but got to make a deal that's meaningful. I spoke with Ted Cruz, John, all of them. On the way here, I said, well, you got to make a deal that's meaningful. We hit them real hard, as you know, with those beautiful B-2 bombers recently, knocked out their nuclear capability. But I'd rather do it the peaceful way, but they're very difficult people. I want to tell you that. They're very dangerous people, very difficult people. With the help of proud Texans like you and people we have today, and I want to just thank you because it is true. We have had voting in Texas. They say, sir, you don't have to go to Texas. You're leading by a lot. I said, I want to go to Texas. You know? I want to go to Texas. I love Texas. I love Texas. It just represents something special. It's success. It's great, incredible people. But they said, see, you don't have to go there. I'm telling you, sir. You're wasting your time, sir. You don't need it. I said, I'm going to Texas. I don't give a damn if I'm wasting it. But we're going to keep on working, and we'll keep on fighting. Texas will keep on drilling. Corpus Christi will keep on shipping. And the United States of America will keep on winning, winning, winning like we've never won before. And together we will make our country richer and stronger and safer and prouder and freer and greater than ever before. And I just want to tell everybody here, I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I've done a lot for you too. But I love you all very much, and thank you, Corpus Christi. Thank you very much. Thank you, Texas. Thank you, everybody.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Everybody ready?
Victor, are you ready?
Okay, we're all set.
Mike,
Start.
are we ready? Chris, we ready? Yep, we're good. Go ahead. Is he hot? You're good, sir.
I assume we're on and everybody sees us. I see you, a lot of great looking faces. Am I correct? Everybody's on, right? If you are, wave. If you're not, just you can leave and go have turkey. Good. I think everyone's waving. Thank you very much. And I'm honored to speak with so many incredible members of the U.S. military and to wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving. Before we begin, I want to express the anguish and the horror of our entire nation at the terrorist attack yesterday in our nation's capital, in which a savage monster gunned down 2 service members in the West Virginia National Guard who were deployed as part of the D.C. task force, which has done such an incredible job. I mean, until yesterday, we literally had no incidents for many months. It was the safest place imaginable, and this is a different kind of crime. This is a really bad crime. Millions of Americans are praying for those heroes and their families, and I must unfortunately tell you that just seconds before I went on, right now, I heard that Sarah Beckstrom of West Virginia, one of the guardsmen that we're talking about, highly respected, young, magnificent person, started service in June of 2023, outstanding in every way. She's just passed away. She's no longer with us. She's looking down at us right now. Her parents are with her. It's just happened. She was savagely attacked. She's dead. She's now with us. Incredible person. Outstanding in every single way, in every department. That's horrible. As you know, the other young man is fighting for his life. He's in very bad shape. He's fighting for his life, and hopefully we'll get better news with respect to him. And the monster that did this is also in serious condition. But we won't even talk about him. As you may know, DHS has confirmed that the suspect is an Afghan national flown here by the previous administration, who was such a bad administration. And I have a picture of a plane. This is what it looked like when they came in. It was total bedlam. Do you remember that period of time? Total bedlam. People crammed onto the plane. And the toughest, meanest, most capable physically got on the plane, not the people that we were looking for or that they wanted to bring in. Here's a picture for you. Just take a look at that plane. Standing on top of each other and sitting on top of each other. This is what we had under the Biden administration. That whole thing should have never, ever happened. They should have left from a different base. They should have left from Bagram, as you know, and it would have been a much different story. But they didn't do that, and this was just a rout, just a terrible situation. This heinous atrocity reminds us that we have no greater national security priority than ensuring that we have full control over the people that enter and remain in our country. For the most part, we don't want them. They come in illegally. They have a lot of problems. Their countries force them in because their countries are smart. They don't want them. Let's give them to the Americans to take care of. They come out of jails in many cases, mental institutions, they're gang members, they're drug dealers. We don't want them. Many of the service members on this call today are engaged in crucial aspects of that mission. And to each and every one of you, I just want to thank you so much. Incredible people. You make this sacrifice like few others understand. A lot of them don't even understand it. And you're keeping America safe and free. Our military is strong. In my first term, I rebuilt our military, all aspects of our military. And in Afghanistan, we actually gave up a big chunk, but relatively, as much as it seemed like it's small compared to what we bought and to what we have and to what we're buying. We're spending over $1 trillion this year on our military. We have a military, the best in the world. We make the best equipment in the world. And we have the best people in the world. So joining us this evening are 6 units deployed across our hemisphere, representing every branch of the United States Armed Forces. First, I want to thank the members of Army's legendary 101st Airborne Division. You know, I've heard about that since I was a little boy. The Screaming Eagles, calling in from Fort Huachuca, Arizona. And you're led by Major General David Gardner, a real tough cookie and great general. I appreciate it, General Gardner. The 101st has done an outstanding job leading the task force, joint task force at our southern border. I mean, we have nobody coming in. They're not coming in. Under Biden, they were coming in by the millions. Now we have nobody coming in. We have a strong border. Nobody talks about it anymore. I'm not giving credit for anything, just like you guys are not giving credit for anything. We do the greatest job, but that's all right. They don't talk about the border anymore because you know why? Nobody comes in. We had 9 months now where we had nobody coming in, zero. And this is being fed. This is the people that do this they tend to be on the left. They'd love to say millions of people came in through Trump, and they actually said nobody came. Even I find that hard to believe, but they literally are saying nobody came in. And I hope people appreciate the job that you've done and the job that we've all done. But we're stopping the invasion of our country. We stopped it cold. And if you remember, Biden said, I need new legislation. You didn't need legislation. I didn't get legislation. What you needed was a new president. So with your help, we now have the most secure border in American history. It's the single most secure border in American history. So I just want to thank you. And the 101st, I want to thank you very much. The job you've done is amazing, working with all of our great people. We also have the men and women of the U.S. Navy serving as part of the Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group under Captain Christopher Farraker. And they're on board the USS Iwo Jima in the Caribbean Sea. Working right by their side are members of the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit led by Colonel Tom Trimble. Thank you very much. I think you waved to me because I can see you then. Let's see. There you are, handsome people. They're beautiful looking people. Thank you. Like Central Cat, I could put you in a movie right this second, and the three of you. and I think would have a top grossing movie. You don't have people like you in Hollywood. Part of the 22nd MEU is also serving in Puerto Rico, the 3rd Battalion, 6th Marines, Devil Dogs, led by Major Ross Gilchrist. Where is Major? Where are you? Hello, Major. Another central. Is everybody central casting? It's like they're all handsome, tough guys. I don't know what's going on here. But the Navy Marine Corps team is currently helping to defend our country, protect our interests, and literally decimate terrorists. The job you've done is incredible. I also want to thank you for your amazing work to quickly deliver life-saving aid to Jamaica in the aftermath of the recent hurricane, which was devastating. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Major and everybody. Appreciate it. Next up are the airmen serving with one of the most feared bomber forces in the world, the U.S. Air Force's 7th Bomb Wing at Dyess Air Force Base in Texas under the auspices and leadership of Colonel Seth Spanier. Colonel, where are you, Colonel? Colonel, let's see here. You're right there. Thank you, Colonel. All of you are backbone of America, and you really are the backbone of America's air power. And in recent weeks, you've been working to deter Venezuelan drug traffickers, of which there are many. Of course, there aren't too many coming in by sea anymore, if you probably noticed that, from sending their poisons into the United States, where they kill hundreds of thousands of people a year. But we're going to take care of that situation. We're already doing a lot. We've almost stopped. It's about 85% stopped by sea. You probably noticed that. People aren't wanting to be delivering by sea. And we'll be starting to stop them by land also. The land is easier, but that's going to start very soon. We warn them, stop sending poison to our country. We also have the 18th Space Defense Squadron at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California, headed by Captain Ryan Weber. Captain, where are you, Captain? Thank you very much, Captain. Great job. Every day you maintain American dominance on the high frontier. You're the guardians of one of the most important domains we have to protect, and you make us very, very proud of the job you do, Captain. Thank you. Finally, we have the great men of the Coast Guard, and I have to tell you, there are a lot of women in the Coast Guard now, too, and we're happy about that. United States Coast Guard aboard the Coast Guard cutter Forrest Rednar with Lieutenant Commander Alexis Wild. Alexis, where are you? Hi, Alexis. Alexis Wild at the helm. And I'm told that just last month, the Forrest Rednar intercepted a boat with lots and lots of illegal aliens off the coast of California. It was loaded, and then turned them over to the Customs and Border Patrol, and they did it so professionally. The people were very, very impressed with the job you did, Commander, so thank you very much. It was a great job. And thank you for defending our maritime borders with skill and with pride, and the job you do. Amazing. So I want to thank all of you again for your amazing service to our country. God bless our warriors. God bless our heroes from West Virginia National Guard. What a group. I love West Virginia. And I want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. We have a country that we can be very proud of. I was with the King of Saudi Arabia, and he said, you know, sir, last year you had a country that was a dead country. We thought it was dead. And now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. And it's true. And we're going to be having close to $20 trillion invested. That's record setting by 10 times. Nobody's ever had anything like it. We're building plants. We're building factories, auto factories, AI plants, the whole thing with artificial intelligence. I don't know the word. I've never liked the word artificial. I don't know what artificials are. I think they ought to change the name. I've always said that's a lousy name to have, artificial anything, but it's a big business. And we're building more. We're leading China by a lot. We're leading everybody by a lot. We make the best military equipment in the world, and they're ordering it at numbers that nobody's ever seen before. But we're doing better than we've ever done before. We have the stock markets just hit, for the 48th time, an all-time high during the 9 months that I've been here, a little more than 9 months now. And so we have the hottest stock market ever. That's a big thing for 401ks and all of the millions of people with jobs and 401ks. Everybody participates in that. But it's 48 times in a little bit less than 10 months. 48 times we hit an all-time high. And I think we're going to continue, because when these factories that we're building from all over the world, they're coming because of tariffs. I think because of November 5th, the election result, but because of tariffs. And we're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars like we've never done before. And some of that's going to go back in the form of a sort of dividend to our people, but much of it's going to go toward reducing debt. And what it really goes for, and even better than the money we're taking in, is the fact that nobody's attacking our companies and taking them out, stealing them like they've been for many years. Because if they do that, they have to pay a tariff as they make products and sell them into our country. So we made deals with Japan, we made deals with South Korea, we made deals with the European Union, where they pay us hundreds of billions of dollars, and they participate. They're now building plants. Honda is building plants, and they're all, every car company from all over the world virtually is building plants now in the United States because they don't want to pay the tariffs. So there's never been anything quite like it. It's been amazing. So we're taking in, think of it, hundreds of billions. Next year it'll be $1 trillion or more. But we're taking in all this money, at the same time protecting our country. And we're respected again. They actually respect us. And they made the deals. I mean, they respect us, but they pay us. As an example, Japan, $650 billion. South Korea, $350 billion. European Union, $950 billion. And they are building plants now in the United States because they don't want to pay tariffs. So this is one of the biggest things economically that's never happened. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And over the next couple of years, I think we'll substantially be cutting, and maybe cutting out completely, but we'll be cutting income tax. Could be almost completely cutting it because the money we're taking in is going to be so large. And yet other countries who have been ripping us off for many, many years, and many years they've just been ripping us to shreds. China would take in $600, $700 billion a year, rebuild their military. And now we have a fair deal with China. We just met with President Xi. We have a great relationship. We have a fair deal. We take in a lot of money in the form of tariffs. But so many, even our friends, I mean, European Union, they're our friends. Japan, they're our friends. South Korea is our friends. They're now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars, and they're also paying tariffs to come in. We're not paying tariffs to go in there, by the way. They're paying tariffs, but we're not. So that's a total reversal. But we are benefiting like they used to benefit against us, but we're benefiting even more. So I just want to thank everybody for making all of this possible. Without you, well, you know, we don't have any defense, and boy, do we have defense. We have the strongest military anywhere in the world. We make, as I said, the best equipment, but we have, more importantly, we have the strongest military anywhere in the world, and you saw that with Iran, with those beautiful B-2 bombers. They totally obliterated the potential nuclear supply of Iran, and they did it in the dark of night with no moon, no light, no nothing. Early in the morning, they attacked. You couldn't see a thing, and every single bomb hit its mark. Every single bomb. The Atomic Energy Commission said it was total obliteration. Remember when some of the fake news tried to say, well, maybe it wasn't as bad. Well, it was much worse than anybody thought. And I want to thank those pilots and all of the mechanics and all of the people that serviced and worked on the B-2 bombers. We just ordered a lot more of them. And the reason we did is they were totally incredible, totally invisible. They were stealth. Nobody saw them. They knew they were coming, but they couldn't see them. And they dropped the bomb, and then one of the pilots, commander, said, skedaddle. Let's get the hell out of here. But they dropped those bombs, and they loved doing it. They were so honored. They said to me when they came to I invited them all to the Oval Office, including the people that take care of the machines, because, you know, they flew 37 hours both ways, 37 hours, and there wasn't a sputter from an engine. There wasn't a broken screw. There wasn't a problem. There wasn't a chipped piece of paint. It was a flawless mission. I want to thank General Raisin Kane for that and Pete Hegseth for that. But it was an unbelievable event. We have a country that's so respected again. But when the pilots came to see me, and I gave them a medal, all of them. There were a lot of handsome people. They looked like Tom Cruise, actually. It was very good casting. But I like Tom Cruise, the last of our movie stars, probably. But although we're honoring Sylvester Stallone a little while at the Kennedy Center, so I'm going to put him in that same category. We have Sylvester Stallone and Tom Cruise. But I will tell you that they said for 22 years, sir, our predecessors and us wanted to make this attack. 22 years they wanted to make this attack. And they practiced it 3 times a year for 22 years, and no president gave them the approval to do it until you came along, sir. We want to thank you. I said, did you really enjoy it? They said, sir, we loved it. We loved it.